Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com.
Pretty sure he only does that because he knows that I hate it.
This is true. Got me Dr. Zevia, which is a Dr. Pepper equivalent. I haven't had a Dr. Pepper in probably 15 years.
15? Why?
I stopped drinking soft drinks long before I was ever keto.
That is a soft drink.
Like normal soft drinks. Like sugar and stuff. High fructose corn syrup, all that jazz. Are you still my Zevia? I told you not to drink my Zevia.
I actually told him not to drink these Zevias.
All right, so today we dropped the ball, y'all. We were supposed to have a discussion topic, and we forgot to come up with a discussion topic before we started the live. So we're just going to do a general Q&A and spend some time with all of y'all wonderful people. It's not normally going to be at 2 p.m. It just is 2 p.m. these past 2 weeks because we've had several people in town job shadowing, interview candidates and whatnot. So that's why we have not done the normal 5 p.m. So let's dive into some of the comments here.
Let's dive in.
Daniel Duncan's on here. What's up, man? How are you? What are people saying on?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
2 p.m. again.
2 p.m. again.
Your podcast is one of my favorites. Thanks.
Thanks for listening.
Wowzer, sorry. Hey.
Has
For frozen Texas right now. I think it's from.
Yeah, it's crazy what's going on in Texas right now. It's crazy what's going on everywhere.
It is.
Congrats on 2 million downloads. Well, thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Brad Lowry says, "What's up, Savages? What's up, Brad? How are you, brother?" So I figured we could talk about a little bit of everything, but hopefully y'all have some questions to fill the void because we didn't have that conversation topic to begin with. Is there anything in particular that you want to make sure we touch on?
How cool you are that you got 2 million downloads.
That is pretty cool, but
you don't think people want to talk about that for a while?
Probably not. That's my milestone. So anyways, we could talk about, we have any products that we haven't revealed yet?
No.
That we haven't. We did a product review the other day, and there was a few things that we didn't showcase on the product review because I forgot about them. We have a Casandrinos olive oil, which is pretty good. Yeah, have you tried that yet? We had several different companies send us olive oil, and olive oil is an interesting thing. Olive oil is like a fine wine. Olive oil is like a cigar. Olive oil has like, you can be a connoisseur of olive oil. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm looking at this, at Sunny's comment.
Sunny says, I asked the girls if they have any questions, and they said Crystal looks pretty. Crystal does look pretty.
That's a good question.
Why do you look so pretty, Crystal?
I disagree, so I'm not.
I'll tell you why she looks so pretty. She's glowing because she knows she's got a man like me.
Oh my goodness.
How accurate is your Withings scale compared to the InBody?
We need to do a whole video on that because we've had that question so many times.
Let's talk about that a little bit. So we got a Withings body scale. It's their end Withings scale, which I like a lot. It syncs to your phone. It measures body fat. It measures total muscle mass, or lean body mass rather, and it measures heart rate. And I don't know if that one measures. I don't think that one measures total body water. But it's a little inaccurate. It always measures me a little bit high. Does it measure pretty accurate on you?
The Withings?
Yeah.
I'd have to look at my body fat.
But it measures a little bit high on me. The InBody is more accurate for me compared to the DEXA scan being the gold standard. My InBody is closer to my DEXA scan results than the Withings scale by a few percentage points. Now, pause due to poor connection. All right, we're back. However, the InBody scale is seemingly not near as accurate for Crystal. So I think females can kind of skew the results. Y'all burn females.
The Withings scale is even lower body fat percentage than the InBody, which was 7 points off. 7% off of what my DEXA is.
The InBody for me was dead on the money, and then we had Bryson, who works here, also get a DEXA and do an InBody, and it was also very accurate for him.
And I got a DEXA and did the InBody, and it's way off.
Yeah.
I really think that these scales were made for men. I'm not quite sure what their math is that they've done, but It does not ask you if you are a male or female. It doesn't ask you, right? It doesn't ask you those things.
No,
Oh,
it does.
Yeah, it does. It does. But it does. I don't know. It guesses like it's literally 7% lower than what my body fat actually is.
Maybe you're just super lean. You don't know it.
The DEXA scan tells me that I'm not.
Maybe it's
super lean.
inaccurate.
Doubtful.
Daniel said, just watched Black Magic Designs announce some new live streaming gear and the new camera. Black Magic has got some pretty cool stuff. One of the guys that we were filming with uses a Black Magic camera, and it made me jealous because I kind of want one now. Feeling super nerdy. Yeah, camera gear. I can totally geek out on camera gear. Sharon says, order my leggings on Valentine's Day. Cannot wait for them to come in. I cannot wait for them to get to you. I made a post earlier on the social platforms, but FedEx is running slow right now due to the snow, so they have not yet picked up those orders. They've all been packaged and ready to ship. They're all waiting for FedEx, but FedEx is a little behind right now, so if they is a lag getting to you, I apologize. Truckology 101, that's a cool name. Hey, y'all, I'm 193 with 22% body fat. I want to get to 12% body fat. I'm on the carnivore diet. Should I be counting the macros, and if so, where should I be on the macro scale? So that's a good question. That's a super deep question. If you are still seeing, progress and you're still losing weight, eating intuitively with carnivore, then keep doing what you're doing. If you found that you've plateaued, I would 100% start tracking macros to kind of get a gauge for where you're at and what you can manipulate. It would be good to know kind of what your average caloric intake is, and you wouldn't really be able to know that unless you were tracking. So I definitely recommend, especially if you've kind of reached a plateau.
Was listening to the Keto Savage podcast and saw that you were live.
Wow.
Keto Perfect electrolytes dry my mouth out severely, FYI.
I haven't tried their electrolyte mix. I've been so happy with Relight that I haven't really deviated from Relight. Natalie says, hey, y'all, what's up, Natalie?
Corey says, I could listen to Rob just talk about olive oil for days.
Thanks, Corey. I appreciate that, man. We'll bring you some. He's moving to Fayetteville.
I know. He and I texted a long time ago, and I told you that. Ignore this guy.
I don't listen to her. Hannah says, I need good workout shorts. We are going to bring more shorts. We're going to bring shorts to the apparel line just as soon as possible. So we'll fill that niche for workout shorts.
How?
Cindy says, are you going to be at KetoCon this year if they can maintain it? Of course, yes. If they have it, we'll be there because we've already purchased a booth. So we'll have a Keto Brick Live Savage Apparel booth, and I'll be speaking if they have it. So it will be good.
How long does it normally take to get your performance back after starting keto on average? I never lost mine. So I have a really hard time. Maybe this is totally incorrect of me, but I find that people are usually not hydrated enough, don't have enough electrolytes, and aren't eating enough fat when they first start keto, which is why they're probably lacking some of that energy. You do have a little bit of time there where you're transitioning from a carb fuel source to fat fueled. So you might see a dip, but I never personally saw that. And I think it was because when we started, no one ever talked about that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is mental. And if you can make sure that you're hydrated, you have plenty of electrolytes and plenty of fat, plenty of protein after your workouts, things like that. I think if you can get past the mental that everyone tells you that you will have this lack of energy. I've had many clients start keto and continue their workouts and do totally fine. CrossFit, bodybuilding, all of that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Do you have a better answer for that?
Electrolytes, make sure your fat's good enough. Make sure your calories are high enough. If you've been in a chronic deficit, that would definitely impact or impede performance. Hi, all. What's up? How are you? Charlie and Jody says, was that a hint? She's glowing. No
I'm
hint
just
there.
Glowing because Robert says I am.
Did an InBody and lost 4.2 pounds in 2 weeks, but InBody said it was mostly muscle. So if you haven't lost any significant strength, you probably haven't lost any significant muscle.
Water.
Yeah, a lot of times the InBody is going to measure lean body mass, and that counts everything that's not body fat, which includes your hydration level. So if you were more or less dehydrated the second time you got a scan, that could definitely be showing a loss in lean muscle tissue.
Also, it appears with the name that you're a female. Depending on where you're at in your cycle, that can read differently as well. I am about 5 or 6 pounds heavier during the week of my period, which is just all water. I didn't gain a bunch of fat, I didn't gain a bunch of muscle. It's just water. So if I do a scan on my period and then I do a scan like 2 weeks later, it's going to be totally different as with the water weight that I'm holding.
7%. 7% body fat is crazy lean. Yeah. Joe Davis says, hello. What's up, Joe? How are you, ma'am?
Upgraded Formulas is out of Bone Strong. Do you guys have any suggestions on calcium supplement? I still have a couple weeks left, but they are unsure when it will be back in stock. Any suggestions? I don't take a calcium.
I don't either.
I drink a lot of milk. Just kidding. I don't drink any milk. I drink heavy cream.
I eat, this may sound strange, but I eat a lot of bones.
He does.
I do. Like chicken wings, I'll eat a lot of that. Cartilage, I'll eat a lot of bone even, so I'm getting calcium there.
But I am curious
eggshells.
If there's a reason why you are specifically supplementing calcium. If someone told you that, I take a daily multivitamin, which has calcium in it, but I do not supplement extra. I do like vitamin D, vitamin B, and electrolytes and things like that, but not specifically calcium for myself.
Yeah, I don't have a calcium supplement either. Hannah says, Crystal, have you ever taken probiotics? I'm so sensitive to food and curious if you've ever played with probiotics.
Yes, I have done several different kinds within the yogurt family, and like kefir, however you're supposed to pronounce that. But I actually prefer to just take a supplement, and Allie Miller has a baseline probiotic, and I take 2 of those every day.
Boom, chakalaka. Daniel says, I know you do coaching month to month. Any discounts for like paying up front for 16 weeks, 4 months? Shoot me an email, brother. Shoot me an email. I don't typically do discounts simply because I'm super underpriced as it is.
Robert is extremely underpriced.
Yeah. Like I'm kind of not really taking on clients right now. I advertise that I coach at all. The people that know that I coach are going on my website and sign up for coaching. I'll work with them for sure. But I'm not even really advertising my coaching. So I probably should stop talking about this. But yeah, just shoot me an email, man.
Not a question, but would like your advice, please. I am bulking and gained 6 kilograms in weight in 4 months, but I'm only consuming 16 to 1700 calories. How have I gained so much so quickly on those calories?
Probably because I don't know your history, but if you're trying to bulk now and you're eating 1600, 1700 calories, you're probably coming from a place of not eating very much at all. So probably like sub 1300, I would guess. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if your body has adapted its metabolism so that 1300 calories or less than that is the norm, and then you start increasing, then your body's not gonna know what to do with these extra calories yet. There's an adaptation phase in that regard too. So right now it's still used to getting a very minimal caloric intake, and then you're giving it more, so it's storing all that. You have to do that long enough, obviously in the context of weight training, ideally, to put those calories to use, but long enough for your body to be convinced that, hey, look, calories are not scarce. We're not in an extreme deficit, and we don't have to store it all as body fat, and we can start using it as fuel.
6 kilograms is like 12 pounds?
Roughly.
Okay.
It's a little bit more than double.
So also, that's over 4 months. If it happened all at the same time, maybe I would be a little bit more like concerned about it, but that seems like not too bad. I have one question for you. What does your training look like? Did you change your training for a building cycle? Are you increasing the intensity, increasing the weights? Are you putting those calories to use? And yeah, those are my questions.
I'm getting so far behind on questions.
But I don't feel like that's too much. It's only a couple of pounds for every month, which is not, I would not be concerned.
Some of it's probably muscle.
Yeah, you might be gaining muscle. If you gained it all at the same time, I'd say like, okay, maybe let's work on things, but you might be gaining muscle. You might be gaining a little bit of body fat. You might be gaining weight just because there's more food in your belly. But I wouldn't be too concerned about it. Just making sure that your workouts are, equaling out to what you're actually eating too.
MK says, what would be a good documentary about keto paleo? My sister just watched Game Changer. Whoo, yeah, throw Game Changer in the trash can. So there was one that, shoot, what's his name? I just had him on my podcast, well, not recently, but a while back. Vinny Tortorich. So he was on a podcast. I forget what it was called, or a documentary. I forget what it was called. But if you Google Vinny Tortorich documentary, it'll probably pop up. And then a little bit down here, someone says, read Sacred Cow. And they're making a documentary about that too. And that would also be a really good option. Truckology, thanks, you bet.
I did the hair test through upgraded formulas and found I was severely low in calcium, magnesium, sodium. So trying to get my levels up to healthy range. Gotcha.
That makes sense.
I don't know what else I would use for. The two brands I really respect and will continue to purchase from is Upgraded Formulas and Allie Miller's Naturally Nourished line. I trust both of those with my health, and I use those products on a day-to-day basis. Not sure if Allie has a calcium supplement that you could take for now, but that's definitely something I would look up.
Brad says, where's KetoCon this year? Would love to attend. It's going to be in Austin again, I would assume. I'm morbidly obese at 42 pounds, female, sedentary, and 5 feet 8 inches in pre-diabetic. And an in-body scan said I had 50% body fat. I want to lose fat and cure my prediabetes. What should my calorie and carbs be? Woo! All right, this is a deep question as well. So first of all, the first thing, I don't know if you know, but track and see what your average caloric intake is currently. Before you try and plug in a macro calculator or do any of that stuff, first get an idea of what a typical day of eating looks like for you at the moment. Like how many calories do you consume to reach satiety based off the foods you're consuming now. Then, if those are not keto foods, I don't know if you're keto or not now, I would transition to a ketogenic diet with a very low total carb approach, kind of rip the Band-Aid off with regard to the carbs, and then start at a very high fat ratio. So I would say probably 75% of your calories coming from fat, or probably about 75% or more. And then make sure you're getting adequate protein. So hopefully you're consuming enough total calories so that you can consume enough adequate protein while still having that fairly high fat ratio. And just do that for a little bit and see what your body weight and just how you feel overall is affected. I mean, we need to figure out what your maintenance caloric intake is first, and then we can swap things out and dial in the ratios. But I would figure out your maintenance first, and to do that, you need to track what your current intake is. Yeah,
and I would see, like, are you already doing something and finding you're getting results that you are looking for? Then keep doing what you're doing. And then as you start to find yourself in a stall, then maybe start, doing one more thing at a time. And also, what was the other thing I was going to ask? I can't remember, but.
Brandon says, just recently ordered from y'all. Was the one whom suggested a salted caramel flavor. Been on keto for years now. Recently doing vegan as well, but binge eating on a 4-day fast today. Order, weights, LOL. When I'm confused. On a 4-day fast today. Order, weight, LOL. Yeah. Vegan, interesting. So what made you want to do vegan? I actually just switched
out a brick for him specifically because he's vegan.
Okay.
So we switched
that away for Gotcha. I'm curious, man. You got to keep us up to date with the vegan experiments.
Any new flavors being worked on? We're always working on new flavors. We don't have anything right now that's about to come out shortly, but
right now we're just trying to keep stocked up on our chocolate peanut butter cup.
Yeah, that's been a hard one to keep up with.
Cindy says, how often should you change your workout program? I adjusted mine for a few weeks, and I feel like I only now find what exercise work best for me. So I would keep doing what your workout plan is, but then implement progressive overload as frequently as you can. So you don't have to change the exercises super frequently, but you do want to incorporate progressive overload as frequently as possible. If you start to plateau even with progressive overload in a given workout routine, then you can start mixing and matching a little bit. Typically for me, I mean, we've had the same workout plan for quite some time now, but we're still seeing progress with it, so we haven't felt the need to change it.
I feel like a lot of people just get bored, which is why they want to change it so frequently.
Yeah. I need a Keto Savage cycling kit. Funny, we actually were talking about making a cycling kit because we filmed a commercial the other day.
That is really funny because we really were just talking
talking about getting the Keto Savage or Keto Brick cycling kit. So maybe it'll be happening soon before too long.
Thoughts on carb ups? Some say that if you lift and do a lot of cardio, carb ups are good. Wouldn't that mess fat adaptation?
Yes. Some people will say that it won't, but it will. I mean, it 100% will. Yes, you can be back into producing ketones within 24 or 48 hours after having a carb up. That is very true. But that doesn't mean you are as efficient as possible with regard to that fat adaptation. It's true with anything in life. The more you practice and work on a given thing, the better you become at that given thing. So if you're trying to become the best fat burner possible, it stands to reason that you would be hindering that if you're constantly introducing a carb up. Boom. Thank you. You bet, Natalie.
Hey, from South Louisiana.
Well, will y'all be good? Yep, feeling good on strength, so I'll wait and do it again in a few weeks. There you go.
Will y'all be at the Keto Palooza? I don't think so. It's way too close for us to KetoCon to make that trip out to California and then back to Texas. It's just a lot for us. We have to keep up on production. We'll also be in the transition of moving to the new facility. There's just a lot of things happening right now that I don't think that that'll be doable this year.
I'm liking this 2 p.m. slot. I know it's temporary. It is kind of good though.
I kind of like it too.
Where can you get a DEXA scan? So a lot of hospitals will offer DEXA scans. They call them bone mineral density scans though, but it's the same thing. Sometimes they don't have the software that measures the body fats, but all bone mineral density scans are DEXA scans. They just are different types of software that's been downloaded to them. So just Google bone mineral density scan or DEXA scan in your area and see what pops up. Probably at a hospital.
Fat, a documentary. That's what it's called with Vinny.
Yes, Vinny Tortorich, Fat, a documentary.
Oh yeah, Thorne. Thorne is the other. Sunny just said Thorne is the other supplement line that is really good. That is true. We do have some of their supplements.
Yeah, I like
as well.
Thorne. And Sunny's a pharmacist, so she knows she talks about.
She knows like that.
Fat to fit. Gabby says thoughts on consuming products that have sucralose in them when trying to lose fat on keto. So sucralose, it's like an incomplete sugar molecule. Your body doesn't know how to absorb it and assimilate it and use it, which is why it's able to 0 calories because it basically just goes straight through you. You're still probably going to get an insulin response from it, getting much of a blood sugar response from it because it's super sweet, and that sends a signal to basically release insulin. Now, it also can make you retain quite a bit of fluid, so it's definitely not optimal. I would definitely get stevia or monk fruit, but if you have something with sucralose in it, it's not going to be the end of the world either.
That was my other thing I was going to say is eating whole foods. If what you're doing right now is working for you, and then the other thing was consuming whole foods and getting rid of all the junk that says it's keto and just like extra items. If you could just focus on whole foods, that would be like your best bet for sure. You guys rock. Thank you, Crystal. My hubby Dakota had me to the upgraded formula stuff because he had heard about it on Keto Savage. We love you guys.
Well, that's awesome. Super cool. Hello all. Well, hello to you.
This is the one. I was sub 1,300 calories for a long time, and I trained 5 days a week for muscle building. I'm scared I'm only gaining fat. Sorry, it went out there. Only gaining fat and not muscle, but thank you both.
If you're seeing increases in your strength, like if you're able to move more weight in the gym and it's getting easier, you're recovering faster, you're able to push more weights, then you're getting stronger for sure. You're building muscle.
Yes. And sub 1,300 calories, it's going to take your body a minute to get used to eating more food. Just slowly continue to increase that. But don't be afraid that you're just gaining fat. You take your measurements. I mean, the scale can only tell you so much. It's so important to take measurements of your body or to get a DEXA scan or an InBody or something like that so that you are able to see that your body composition is changing. Even if the scale is going up, you are gaining muscle and not fat. Or you can just see in pictures that you're enjoying the shape of your body more than you were before.
Nicole says, hello all. Week 2 of DSK, second round. I was struggling to lower my protein, but switching to 2 meals a day and fatty coffees for breakfast was a game changer. Watching all the YouTube videos are such a help. Well, awesome, Nicole. Super happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Let us know if you get stuck. We're super active on the DSK so feel free to jump in there and ask any questions. Yeah, I think definitely switching to 2 meals a day. I don't know if you went from 1 meal or if you went from multiple meals, but if you went to a fewer meal frequencies, that makes it easier for sure.
Vinny's documentary, Fat, a documentary, also has a Fat 2. Both, I believe, are on Amazon and are way good.
I haven't seen the second one. I have to check that out. She says, which is healthier, gluten-free tamari sauce or Bragg's liquid aminos or gluten-free soy sauce?
Probably
of
liquid
those, I would
aminos.
go with Bragg's liquid aminos for sure.
Yeah.
Jen S says, raw versus cooked meat when tracking macros.
Raw.
Main thing is to just do it consistently.
Yeah, the main thing is to do it consistently. We do it raw, but we use all of the fat that might be cooked off as well. You can pour it into like a bone broth or something like that if you don't want to just drink your fat. But that's kind of what I do. If I do like ground beef or something, I'll just pour the excess into like an 8-ounce thing of bone broth.
I just spilled my drink on my desk and I used my shirt sleeve.
You did. You sure did.
All right, I have increased my protein because I lost so much muscle mass in my first year of keto. I'm actually in a building muscle now, but I'm hungry all the time. How do you stay satiated? Eat more food. Yeah, eat more food.
And also, I mean, it kind of depends too. Like you said, you increased your protein. If you increase your protein, is there a reason you didn't also increase your fat? Because you can have a super efficient, great amount of protein, but also have a really great amount of fat. And depending on the type of person you are, you might feel more satiated on protein, but you might feel more satiated on fat. So maybe play with those ratios and figure out with the proper, like, good amount of protein that you feel great with, if you can increase that fat, and maybe you'll feel even more satisfied.
All right, we're going to go to rapid fire mode. We're running behind.
Boy.
All right, my inner fat man wants to eat. If you're in a hungry, if you're trying to in a building phase, then by all means take advantage of it. Cindy Molina says thanks. Thank you, Cindy. Brad says have to go. Appreciate you guys. Take care, brother. Hannah says fat to fit Gabby. I use coconut aminos for a soy substitute for my family. It's good stuff. I've already been doing keto. Should I count net carbs, total carbs? Total carbs for sure. Is 70 total carbs and 2,100 calories a day too much or okay for someone obese at 4'2" and pre-diabetic like me? That's a lot of carbs. Yeah. I keep the total carbs when I'm cutting. I keep it like down sub 15 total. So quite a bit lower. Even
in our building phase, we are between 20 and 25 total grams of carbs. Both of us are.
Yeah. Do you have any idea when FedEx will brick? I'm hungry. I've been
packaging them every single day.
They tried to pick up on Tuesday. Monday, but the snow, like apparently the police told them to get off the road because the snow was coming down so bad.
Just people here don't quite know how to live in the snow, and so nothing is prepared. People's vehicles aren't prepared.
Yeah.
So I think they're just trying to keep everyone safe. But I have driven personally the packages to USPS every day. So if your order is being sent to USPS, then it's been transferred. If it's FedEx, then it is still delayed.
Jody says hi from Australia. Well, hello from Australia.
I'm in Houston. My power just came back on. Oh, yay. Off since Monday. Still no water, though.
Still no water. Also, glycine powder has a natural sweet taste if you're looking for a little sweetness.
That's
glycine
true.
does have a natural sweet taste. I like glycine.
Total carbs, some say 20 grams or less. Some say 50 grams total for optimal fat adaptation. Which one? We prefer to go for the lower. You don't really need 50 grams of total carbs. I feel like that's just a way for people to find like leeway. If you like to have vegetables, there's no reason you can't have a really nice, decent amount of vegetables with 20 grams of carbs. And if you're able to fill out the 50, I would be curious as to what you're eating, because I don't even know what I would eat to get myself to 50 grams of carbs a day.
Also, I ordered carnivore crisps from the brisket one. I'm hoping that it is easy to eat while riding the bike. A group of us are hoping to do the Cleveland to Pittsburgh ride this summer.
I bet
They're delicious.
it is.
They're delicious.
Maybe not the bag though, because that seal thing, it'd be harder to reach in.
Yeah, maybe just like stick a bunch in your pocket. The scale is a good rule of thumb. Yes, for sure. Hannah says, just bought the U.S. Wellness Meat ground chicken. They couldn't provide the macros. It's 80% breast meat and 20% dark. How do I log it? I'd probably just do the same macros as a whole chicken. Like when you think of a whole chicken, probably about 80% of it's like breast and white meat, and the rest of it's the dark meat. So I would just do the macros based off of whole chicken.
They do have a lot of the breakdown on their.
They said it wasn't on there though.
Oh, they couldn't provide. That's right. That's
On
just what it said.
DSK, do I count green juice powder towards my 10 grams of carbs? Yes. I
Anything?
would count.
Yeah.
The only thing that's a little bit more of a I'm flexible with is eggs, heavy cream, and the carbs in like liver,
Organs.
because that's just the glycogen in liver.
Did you change the formula of the keto brick? Whatever you did, they're amazing. We did not.
We
change
just
it.
added more love. That's what it was.
Yeah, just a little dash more love.
Arkansas is under snow, so much snow. Yeah, we're getting hammered
Yeah.
right now. I'm still praying for a Canadian supplier. We're working on it, actually. We got
Yeah,
several
we
different
are.
contacts we're talking with.
Yep.
Cindy Molina says, still increasing calories 50 each week, currently 2250 and
Good.
feeling pretty full. My goal was 2300. Should I maintain 2300 or keep increasing? Should I wait for signs? Which ones? If you're not seeing any adverse signs, then keep increasing. Especially if you're continually seeing, progress in the gym, you're able to implement overload and build muscle, and you're not seeing any crazy additional fat gain, then keep going up. Adverse signs would be just like GI distress, unnecessary like bloating, or just like the weight that you're gaining being more geared towards fat than muscle. But if you're seeing a significant increase in muscle, keep doing what you're doing. UPS is struggling too. We are used to weather, but my orders are not getting picked up according to my contract. I have been refunding my customers for shipping. It stinks. Yeah, USPS has been pretty good here. It's just the FedEx that we're waiting on.
We do free shipping for everyone. So
Yeah.
luckily that's not on our customers.
Hi
But
from Nashville. What's up, Nashville? I figure they can loosely
Stop
saran
cutting
wrap
me
and
off.
stack in the pocket.
goodness, I'm going on here.
All right, what you got?
That's why I try to keep a month or two supply in reserve. A brick milkshake at the end of the night is a good nightcapper.
It
That
is.
sounds good. The texture seems more smooth. Well, it depends on what brick you got.
Yeah.
So different flavors, like some flavors are harder and some flavors are softer, kind of just depending on the protein and what we decided to do with that brick. Like the peanut butter, the chocolate peanut butter cup, even the toasted almond coconut, those are a lot softer.
Smoother.
Like the mocha and the malt can be a little bit harder.
Nicole says, thanks, appreciate your time, and take care. You two rock. You rock as well, Nicole. Have a good one.
That's why
What?
I get to 50 grams by eating Lily's extra dark chocolate. Oops. Did your bricks solve my sweet cravings?
I hope
do your
so.
Bricks, do your bricks.
That's a lot of
Woo!
50 grams of carbs coming
Yeah.
from not something that's going to really provide much fuel.
Yeah.
Um,
But I would hope that the bricks would. I think a lot of people do use the bricks to get that like little like sweet treats. We do not add extra sweetener to our bricks, so don't buy them expecting them to be like super sweet like the Lily's. But sometimes that can give you that something that you're craving, that chocolate feeling, that peanut butter feeling, whatever it is that you're wanting, without all the extra junk in it.
So when calculating calories for fat loss, should I include my body fat percent or leave it out? So you said that you were about 2,100 calories earlier, but with 70 grams total carbs. What I would recommend doing is just clean up your food sources, and then, like, just for simplicity's sake, start at 2,500 calories. So start 2,500 calories with 75 to 77% of your calories coming from fat initially, and then all whole food sources and 15 grams total carbs tops, and then just gradually decrease calories by like 50 calories a week or so. But just be very, very gradual. You don't want to do a crazy draft. But I would focus on prioritizing quality whole foods, but start at about 2,500 and then just gradually taper from there. That way you're not starting too low. Johan says, here I am again. How's the shipping to Europe looking? We're working on that too, man. I know you're probably like, Robert, you've been telling me this for months now.
Did we already tell them it was the UK?
Yeah, we do have the UK solved. So we're looking for other suppliers in different countries, but we do have the UK solved. You may be able to get cheaper shipping from there. So Keto Pro
Keto_Pro
carries our bricks in the UK, and they may be able to get you fixed up with cheaper shipping that's closer to you. I'll look into that. Yeah, I'll see if that's a better option.
Okay, I will definitely order. Thank you. Just need a little something sweet. Yeah, totally get that. We got to get going here in just a second.
Dr. Berg says not to count vegetable carbs in keto. What do you think about that? I don't agree with a lot of things Dr. Berg says, so I'm not gonna recommend not counting the vegetable carbs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I count my vegetable carbs, and I still stand at 20 grams total.
Yeah. Awesome. Appreciate that, man. I know you're doing what you can for sure, man. We want to get you fixed up. Here's one tip. When you want sweets, eat part or whole brick. Within no time, you will kick the sweet tooth. Yeah,
Truth.
That is the truth. All right, y'all. Much love. Take care. Toodaloo. Did we get them all answered?
I had a couple more.
We got like crazy popping in here. What do you think of all this tube buzz right now that protein should be higher and get the fat from your body? That's just not the way it works. I mean, I probably should do another video on that. I'll just do another video on that.
Okay, we're going to just clear the air here a little bit. For a while, everyone was doing carbs. It was the cool thing to do. And now a lot of those people are not doing carb ups. They've done something else. They've done this carnivore thing. And when they're done with that experiment, they'll move to the higher protein thing. And when they're done with that, they'll go to the next thing. And I'm not saying everyone is like that. Some people really are able to find what works for them when they try different things. But these things do become a hype. And that is what's hard is it is a hype. So a lot of people say like, oh, I feel so good. I love this. It's great. I'm burning so much body fat. When they end up not doing that for the long run. I feel like when you feel good, you know what's right, like you stick with it for the long run. I feel like a lot of people come back to just regular keto after they stop their experiments.
Yeah,
my personal opinion.
There's a lot of experiments to do within strict keto.
Yeah,
you know?
and there's nothing wrong with trying things. Just try it out. See if your body likes it. If your body hates it, go back.
Yeah.
If your body loves it, then keep going. There's nothing wrong with trying things out. I just hate the hypes. It's very
it's very hyped.
It's very hyped.
Yeah.
It can be very it can confuse people a lot.
Yes.
And that's really hard to see. It confuse people.
All right, y'all. We got to jump on another meeting. So we love you. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Toodaloo. Ta-ta for now. Adios.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.